Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 11th. We have Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands wanting to pop out there. I don't know if you saw that, but very interesting. I don't take pop outs. We'll definitely keep it in mind for sure, but we're going to do past, present, future outcome for your reading. And you have this blessings in action card here. I do feel like it is a time of action for you, Leo. I think that there are a lot of blessings in the actions you could be taking. You might be saying like, oh, it's a Mercury retrograde, but really, I think that you've been, thinking or planning something for a long time, actions you want to take, things you want to do. So, again, if you've been thinking about something since before you got, before the retrograde, or you've been working on something, now could be a good time to revisit whatever you've been thinking about and, to put new work into it, or to kind of try it again, right? Even though it's a retrograde, especially if you're just revisiting something. And that's really kind of like what I'm getting here, is like it would be a good time for you to do that. So, I would definitely go for it here with this energy. You have the Seven of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Death card. So I do feel that you're hoping for changes in your resources. With that Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is like the card of resourcefulness and, having resources or trying to gather resources. So I do feel a lot of you are trying to, maybe increase your income. For some of you, I'm getting like you're hoping to, increase your income for the future with the Queen of Pentacles. So this could be more, thinking about your future in general. Like, what's the future of the world going to be? I don't know. I feel very futuristic about this Queen of Pentacles. I really think that you're kind of thinking long term, and you could be even thinking about things like savings or investing and things like that. I really just think you're thinking about it, which is interesting. Like I said, I think now it's an excellent time for education. You have the Page of Pentacles here. You have the Knight of Pentacles as well. The thing with the Knight of Pentacles is that the Knight of Pentacles to me can just represent learning. And the problem with just learning is that you're not doing anything. So I would learn something and then put it into practice. I wouldn't just only learn, right? But at the same time, again, I think it's an excellent time for learning. So go for it. You have the Death card, definitely some sort of new beginning coming in for you here, going up. The Knight of Pentacles is like no movement. And I really do feel you have to take a leap of faith. See, you're going to love something here as well with that Ace of Cups. You have the Serendipity card. That Serendipity card is like luck, something happening, at the right place, being at the right place at the right time, that type of energy here. And so if you're hoping to improve your finances, get a job, or start a business, it looks to me like you could be getting into the right place or at the right time. I know I've said this to you before, but I really get this feeling that maybe you are having to transform for a new position, meaning you could be getting a job that you're not qualified for. It's like you're probably qualified for it, but it might just be different than what you usually do. And I feel like I've said this to you in the past. So, it's definitely something, but I feel like I haven't said it to you in a long time, and it's like popping back up in this reading. So there might be an opportunity, and I just think you just need to be open to it, right? With the Seven of Wands, and just kind of see how things go. So again, maybe you've been working in a certain industry for a long time, and you could just be kind of doing something similar, but just in a different industry. And that's always like this feeling that I get for you, Leo. I think it'll be very successful if you're making a change. I also get this thing where it's like maybe some of you have been thinking about retiring, but it's like you're not going to retire. You're going to, and I'm not saying you're going to be doing something that's going to burn you out or anything. I just think that you could be finding something to work on that's going to be very fulfilling for you. It could be a job, but it could also be like a side hustle, a business, something like that. And I don't know, someone needs to hear it. I think it'll be a blessing. You have that blessings card there. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands, both cards are cards of perseverance and persistence, which I think are two really good words for you at this time. So the more perseverant or persistent you can be, the better. So I would definitely encourage you to come up with new ways of doing things, or, to keep trying, not give up on something you want to accomplish, right? It's kind of funny that you have this lamb here in this row. This is going to be your future position, but, I'm getting lions and lambs, I almost feel like you need to be more of a lion, not a lamb. I think you need to maybe be a little bit more aggressive, especially with the Nine of Wands, Seven of Wands. It's like those two cards are like knowing that that something is for you. It's that deep, deep belief that you can have something. So there you go. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Cups. You have the Ace of Cups twice. It definitely could be a Capricorn. coming in for you if you're looking for love. Could be an earth sign in general. You always get earth with me, so, whatever. It could be any sign. This is a general reading, but the Ace of Cups is also a card of fulfillment. I think, fulfillment is the key for everyone right now. If you're doing something that is fulfilling, then you're going to be successful. With the Death card, you have the Fool. This is definitely going to be one of those readings, I think, that repeats itself. So, I think that with repeating cards, it's the universe saying, oh, I meant what I said. So it is definitely time for you to take a leap of faith towards a transformation. We're going to see what this transformation is going to add up to here as well. You have this first quarter moon. It says your commitment is being tested. You have this new moon in Virgo. It says a time to give rather than take. Definitely a good time to give. I think the commitment is the commitment to your journey. Like, are you going to stick with something, or are you going to transform something even? You have the Two of Swords. So it's like I said, some of you are clearly making some work changes here. Some of you, maybe this is saying that you don't have to necessarily leave your job or leave your business, but it's like, can you transform it? And I feel like I say this to you all the time. So, it's kind of a repeat message. Like I said, some people are like, you always repeat yourself. I'm like, well, you need to listen more because I say plenty of different things, but number one. But number two, take it up with God. As I've said before, it's like, the universe wants what the universe wants. So I feel you need to transform something, especially if it's like a business or a career or something you're doing. I think there could be a lot of benefits in taking it to the next level, or, learning about new business opportunities that exist, or, whatever the case may be. You have the Sun, the Fool, and the Two of Swords. The Sun is a card of happiness and joy, and it is also your card, a card of being very happy. So, I kind of feel like now is a very happy time for you. I see like a lot of, just good stuff coming in for you, but I also see a lot of transformation. I mean, even right here, you have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords has a butterfly right here on her throne, and so it kind of represents needing to transform. I think that what needs to transform is pretty simple. I think you just need to get to work with the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, he has everything he needs right here. He just needs to put it into practice, right? So I think there's nothing more for you to learn about any new beginnings you want to have, or anything that you're hoping to do with your life. Now is the time for action, and you have the Fool twice. So, the Fool twice is definitely something that encourages you to take action. You have the Two of Swords here. Two of Swords is, normally a card of being stuck in a stalemate, and I do think the stalemate that you are stuck in is probably just overthinking with the Knight of Pentacles, or thinking that you're not good enough. And I do feel like being more aggressive, like I said, with that Lamb card would be very, very beneficial for you. I think it really could help. So let's see. With the Sun, you have the Queen of Pentacles. I literally just said that this is going to be one of those readings that repeats itself. Like, you cannot make this stuff up here, Leo. So, another card that just said is the universe saying I meant what I said. I really think the universe is encouraging you to learn, whatever you want about your finances, or improving your finances, saving money, investing. All those things are popping into my head like crazy. It's a very clear reading if you can't tell. With the Fool, you have the Empress, tons of abundance coming in for you here. See, I feel you need to, don't be too worried about the future, right? It's like, like one of my favorite books of all time, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. I'm pretty sure it's that book, or it might be his other book, but I can't remember, but it doesn't matter. Read all his books. They're all great. But he talks about the fear of the future just being a form of resistance that is preventing you and kind of like stealing from you accomplishing your goals. Because it's like, there are plenty of things that might happen, could happen, might never happen in the future. But it's like, you need to do what you can with what you got right now to be successful. And it's like, I've met so many people in my life, I don't know. Sometimes I think I've met these people so I can tell you all about it, right? I've met so many people that are like, oh, I want to start this business, but I'm afraid of, who's going to get elected, or what's going to happen here, or what this is going to happen, or that's going to happen. And then it never happens, and they've never done anything. I'm like, you just wasted a bunch of time that you could have just gotten started right away. And it's like, something might happen, but guess what? It's like, I think the other thing people don't realize, if something really super bad, like whatever your brain is coming up with, if something super bad does happen, then you're going to have a lot of other things to worry about. It's not going to matter, it's not going to matter if you have money at that point or whatever. So, I always like to tell people, like, just do what you can with what you got right now. That's what this reading is encouraging you to do. With the Two of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords. I feel like you've had a lot of experiences with people kind of maybe not stabbing you in the back, but it could be, that could be part of it. I also feel you've just dealt with some, you've had to like learn like who you can trust, who you can't trust, and all that other stuff. You see how the Queen of Swords, she has her sword up, but her hand out. It's like she's cautiously optimistic. She's willing to engage with people, but she's also like defending herself. And I feel this is a tough lesson that you've had to learn over the years. And I do feel with the Ten of Swords, sometimes I feel with the Ten of Swords that we can try to overprotect ourselves. And I feel it's saying, no, be more like the Queen of Swords. She sees clearly. She trusts the actions that people do. She doesn't just trust their words. And she's willing to receive, but she's just being cautious, right? Next, in your future position, you have this dragonfly card and this lamb card. Again, I do feel like you need to be a little bit more like a lion, not a lamb. I don't know. That's what I was getting on this lamb card. It's not a bad card. It's, a card of peace and, kind of reminds me of the Empress a little bit. It's like spring energy. The dragonfly is a card of illusions, but it's a card of needing to see an illusion. I kind of feel for you that it's just saying, don't, sometimes I think we, want to start a business or want to start a career or something, and we kind of wrap it in a nice little bow. We make it out to be better than it actually is. So I feel like the dragonfly is just encouraging you to, to realize that there's going to be some guts that you have to get through in as far as like if you're building a business or starting a project or something. So it's kind of like saying, don't wear rose-colored glasses, right? You have the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. I do also feel this could be love. I think it's moving too slowly, though. You have the Knight of Pentacles. He's reaching out to this Ace of Cups right over here. And so I feel that things maybe need to pick it up a little bit longer, right? Or a little bit quicker. Something needs to move a little bit faster. You could be either you're trying to learn about a person or someone's trying to learn about you here. But it's like there's nothing, I think that the only way to learn is to actually meet this person or to go on a date with this person. So I don't know if you've like met a person and you're trying to learn more before you make a decision, but I feel like this is saying like, hey, if you actually want to learn about this person, go on a date or, do something, or it might be them. So, again, who knows? You have this Queen of Swords, again, cautiously optimistic. I feel you see clearly. It's like you see clearly what you want to accomplish with the World card here. I feel you also see the path to this accomplishment. I do get a little bit of like that, like I said at the beginning of the reading, waiting for the right place and the right time with that serendipity card. But rarely, if ever, do I say this. I actually do feel that you are getting something at the right place at the right time. There's something about timing being like perfect here. So, again, that's pretty good. You have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles could be like a new person or, communication. I do feel like some of you could be getting communication with the Page of Pentacles from a new person. So again, if you're looking for love, don't get stuck in that learning phase. I get someone here being nervous because of that. Like, as in, maybe you're meeting a person and maybe they had a past person that just dragged it out and never got anywhere. And so I feel like if they feel that's what's happening, that makes them a little bit nervous, like I said. So, I would be careful that it could be you. So take it how it resonates. And if it is you, I would just use your words, open up and say like, why are you dragging this out? Call it out, right? That's why it only took me 35 years to realize that, in relationships, when something's going down, you just have to call it out right away. And if it ends a relationship, it was going to end anyway. So it's like, why not waste time? I think we are all bad at like staying in things that just waste our time. And I think that by calling things out, it's like, yeah, it might end the relationship by calling it out, or they might get uncomfortable, or they might call you names or whatever, but who cares? At least you got it over and done with. You don't have to wait. So, and I don't think that's what's going to happen here. This looks like love if you want it. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Page of Pentacles. It's almost like I'm intuitive or something, like I said, like I said, there's so many, I knew there were going to be so many repeating cards in this reading. It gave me that feeling of one of those readings. So, again, there's definitely communication coming in from this person if you want love. And again, if you don't want love, and even if you do, I think it's time to take action and to be more like a lion towards a big goal here. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Nine of Pentacles. I feel you could be protecting your independence and just protecting yourself in general. I feel like you're just kind of, protecting your things that you are grateful for, the things that you're, happy and excited to have in your life. And I just feel like you're protecting those things. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of your environment. Normally, there's a snail on the card, and snails wear their homes on their back. So I really look at this as a card of protecting your environment, making sure that you are, kind of setting yourself up for success. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Tower again. I feel that this could be what you're fearing, is this right here. This even, to the Death card, this could be like some sort of death, or the death of a past situation. And so I feel for some of you, like I said, you are a little bit nervous about, what could happen. But again, I would avoid that what can happen, and I would make sure that you're doing what you can with what you got right now. Next, in your outcome position, you have this co-create card and this serendipity card. If you're attracting love, I feel there could be a person who really wants to co-create with you. I also do get like right place, right time. I think it is an amazing time for relationships for you in general. I'm not just talking about love, but also like business relationships, people who help you build your business or your career, or even just yourself, right? People who can really help you improve your life, or, whatever the case may be. I think it's an amazing time for you for that. You have the Ace of Cups, the World, and the Page of Cups. So again, there's definitely a love offer coming in here if you want love. It could be from a distance as well with that World card. The Ace of Cups is really happy, your emotions overflowing, finding a lot of happiness in your life. I do feel there's like a lot of joy and happiness. And again, I also feel if you're stepping into this, like, again, it's funny that at the beginning of the reading, I said that it's almost like if you're thinking about retiring, you're actually getting a new job. That might not be true. Obviously, some of you might not be of retirement age, but it is almost like that. It's almost like you're having another career life, right? Or so maybe you could be in your 20s and you have a certain career and you could be getting something completely different for some of you. I mean, again, that's definitely not true for all of you, but I feel for a good percentage of you, you could be completely redoing things or something, and I think it's going to be really fulfilling. Really, I think it's going to bring a lot of fulfillment in for you as well with that Ace of Cups. You have the World card here. The World is, of course, a card of accomplishments. You also show up right here in the bottom corner. So I feel this puts you in a position of power and strength. There are a lot of accomplishments coming in for you, and some of these things could even be part of your dreams. The Page of Cups can be love, but he has this fish in this cup here, and I always say that fish might not exist. That might be part of his imagination. So, I feel for a lot of you, there could be something that you've always imagined having in your life, and it's like you're actually getting it. And like I said, there is something about right place, right time. I would be putting yourself in positions. I always tell people to go on adventures, go do things, even if you can't spend money, because if you're like getting out of the house, going and meeting new people and things like that, you're giving yourself more chances to be lucky. As far as I'm concerned, luck is just preparation, is just being prepared to be lucky, or preparing yourself for luck. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Eight of Cups. Yep, definitely walking away from things that no longer serve you. Some of you are clearly have ended a negative relationship cycle, and I feel like you could be starting a new relationship cycle. There are probably like more blessings in this one. With the World, you have the Two of Swords. Some of you could be leaving something behind where it's like you can't see eye to eye with a person or a situation. So again, I don't really feel this is good or bad, because, it feels more mutual to me. Sometimes I feel that the Two of Swords is the card of mediation. Like, it's like two people mediating some sort of issue in their life. This could be like work or business related, I feel. And if something is coming to an end, just know, I feel the rebirth is strong here. This is going to be good, not bad. And again, with the Page of Cups, you have the Knight of Pentacles. All the Pentacle cards basically repeated, which is crazy. The Queen of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. So there could be definitely a new person coming in for you. It could also be a new opportunity, which I would take advantage of, especially if it's very different. Like I said, even if it's you have like, let's say you have a business, let's say you're on YouTube, that maybe there's like an opportunity that comes up for you to be on Snapchat or something crazy like that, right? I would look into those opportunities. It might be a YouTube video that you'll watch that teaches you something, but again, I would be using your knowledge and the things you've learned and just applying it to a new situation. We're pulling 5 main themes. You have this authority card. No matter where you go, you will be seen as an authority. That's what I'm hearing. So again, don't be afraid of those new opportunities or things that kind of come out of nowhere, really. I am getting right place, right time. You have this optimism card. I feel like there's 1.5 million reasons for you to be optimistic about the future. Again, I was getting something. It's weird because you don't really have any cards that say this, but just intuitively, I was getting that future thinking, fearing what could happen if this happens, if that happens, blah, blah, blah. But I really feel like the best thing you can do to be very successful right now is just do what you can with what you got, right? And just focus on right now, the power now, right? And I think if you do that, you will be very successful, like I said. And again, I want to stress that doesn't mean you shouldn't plan for the future and things like that. But again, I think for the most part, if you could just get started, you'll be fine. You have this defense card here. This card, there are 6 swords right here, and I do feel you are moving on from like a situation that maybe made you defensive or caused problems in your life or something like that. Next, you have this appreciation card. Yes, I feel 9 of Pentacles is a card of gratitude, luxuries, is a card of appreciation. Appreciating the things that you have. The more you do that, the more abundance you will attract into your life. And there you go. Plain and simple. You have this quarrel card. Yes, we see some sort of battle or fight going on here. I don't really feel it's that dramatic. I think that it's more of a two of swords situation. It's like a really good reading, but if you allow these crossed swords here to get in the way, I think that could cause some problems here. Again, this looks like mediation or something like that to me. As I said, it's like 2 people fighting over the same thing. Look, right here, you can see how they have this ring in between them there. And it's like they're both fighting. I don't know. That's popping into my head. 2 people fighting over the same thing. So, I would, with the 2 of Swords, it does look like a positive outcome to whatever the situation is, but it could be mediation or something like that. I don't know. It keeps popping into my head. So there you go. Pretty interesting reading. Again, right place, right time. Pretty simple. But I feel like you have to be in that time. So again, go on adventures, get out of the house, do things that you would normally do. But it looks pretty good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.